Buonasera.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for your presence here. Thank you, first of all, to the National Council of Resistance of Iran, who wanted to organize this meeting. And I'm not thanking it for reuniting us all here, but I'm thanking it because daily it's witnessing courage for fighting every day. Thank you for this. Because in democratic countries, in European countries, it's very easy to be on the other side, in the opposition, because the battles are fought in the parliaments, in the street. When you are opposing regimes like the mullahs regime, you know that these actions can lead you to prison, can lead you to a sentencing, death, and can lead you to harsh times. So thank you for this, because you're showing the world that courage is still an important virtue. We're here today to reiterate a concept, to say and to recall to all the world that Iran is at the heart of international terrorism. Today's regime in Iran is at the heart of international terrorism, which brings about deaths and attacks in all the Middle East, in Israel, but also in the European states. And this cannot be accepted and tolerated anymore, because we are here to recall to the world that the Iran regime is vulnerable. It can fall if the international community does what it is supposed to do. We're saying as a European that in 1979 we saw the Berlin Wall crumble, and we did not expect that day, in that year, the Berlin Wall could fall, but it did fall. And why? Because in the previous years, there were opposition movements, there was an international community which fought continuous battles and made creeks in those walls. So now we are creating creeks in the Iranian wall. We know that it's going to fall because terror and terrorism cannot win. And we're also here to recall to the Iran's regime that the international community cannot accept the development of a military nuclear weapon, because we cannot accept that such a regime can have nuclear weapons to destroy its neighbors and the world. So we're here to say out loud that there is another Iran, that there is an Iran. And would like to thank the colleague who spoke before me, an Iran which built a platform to create a peaceful, democratic Iran where everybody is equal before the law, where the state of law makes a difference, and where religion is lived as a very deep personal experience, part of one's own culture, but it's not a reason for battle. So that's why we're also recalling the role of the young people, of the young women in this Iranian uprising. It's not a chance that women are the ones who are most attacked and most segregated, whom they denied their feminine identity. Because women in Western democracy and also in Iran had the powerful to make color, to bring color where there's gray. Women were always able to think outside the boxes and make regimes fall. That's why the main enemies of the Iran's regimes. Nobody could ever stop ideas. Not even by prisons, by torture. Of course, we cry for all the deaths of this uprising. We're crying for all the prisoners, for all those families who lost their dear ones, or they lost a trace of them, of those who lost the beauty of the young ages to fight first and foremost for liberty and for freedom in their country. when I started to enter politics as a youngster, when I was reading the pages of the Italian Risorgimento of the Renaissance in Europe, I were reading the acts of what we call patriots, people who were ready to sacrifice their lives to unite Italy, to free Italy. And these people fought, even abroad, for the other countries to send a very important signal. So patriots always fought against dictatorships, because dictatorships think that they can suffocate every spirit of freedom in any possible way. But freedom, somebody was even singing it, is a wind. It can be a very faint wind, but then it becomes stronger and stronger. It becomes a tempest, a storm, and it overcomes windows, barriers, doors, prisons, courts, and injustices. So the wind always wins. The beauty of freedom will always win, also in Iran. It's an Asian song we used to sing when we were young, that it used to say, "We are friends of the wind." And I see here a very strong wind which will bring freedom. Thank you.